to the possibility. I am open to the possibility of a life that is meant to be lived by me. I am sit, sit, sit with it. Sit, sit, sit with it. If I got a problem, sit with it. Not sure where I'm going, sit with it. Trust and know the answer will flow if I sit with it. I don't run around in circles, getting myself so stressed. No stress. Things seem to work out better when I focus on how I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. Making a decision, sit with it. Trying to choose the right way, sit with it. Trust and know the answer will flow if I sit with it. Sit with it. I don't have to force the issue when I relax and quiet my mind. It all comes together in its own sweet time. I don't have to struggle. Sit with it. Oh, it will be revealed. Sit with it. Trust and know the answer will flow if I sit with it.
Well, good morning, Unity of Sarasota. Very good. Wow, it's a beautiful day. It's a good day to be here. So let's do a little bit of believing. Anything is possible when you believe. Anything is possible when you believe. Now faith can make a mountain move when you believe. You know that faith can make a mountain move when you believe. Don't you know that you can change your life when you believe? Come on, believe it with me. You know you can change your life when you believe in yourself. Sing along. In yourself. In yourself. In yourself. Well, you're gonna make a miracle when you believe. Well, you're gonna make a miracle when you believe. Well, everything you want, you got when you believe. You got it, you want it. Well, everything you want, you got when you believe. Woo! In yourself. In yourself. In yourself. That's right. In yourself. Well, we can make a miracle when we believe. Well, we can make a miracle when we believe, yeah. I believe in me. I believe in you. When we believe in each other, there ain't nothing we can do. Oh, yeah, we can make a miracle when we believe. I can make a miracle when I believe. Oh, well, I believe in me. I believe in you. Well, when we believe in each other, there ain't nothing we can do. Can't do no more. Oh, yeah. Good morning. Love it.
Woo.
Thank you. Sing along.
Rob Satori doing his best. Eddie Watkins Jr.
Channeling
When you
Eddie.
believe.
Channeling Eddie.
Yes, channeling Eddie. All right. Good morning. I'm Reverend Dr. Susie Shadle. I welcome you to Unity of Sarasota, where something believable is happening today.
I can believe.
Just wait. Do you believe all these bunnies? More shall be revealed. Unity of Sarasota is a beacon of light and love, opening minds, touching hearts, and transforming lives. I'm going to ask you to say that with me, please, because this is who we are. We are a beacon of light and love, opening minds, touching hearts, and transforming lives. This is who we are individually, and this is who we are collectively. So be that beacon in all that you are, think, say, and do as you move about your life. We are an inclusive spiritual community that embraces empowering and life-affirming practical spirituality for richer living right here and right now. And we join with our unity movement worldwide in creating a world that works for all. Who's with me on that? Yes. Yeah, you can applaud that, yeah. If you didn't raise your hand, see me after school, please. I'll raise it for you. All right. If you happen to be a guest or a newcomer this Sunday, would you please stand and remain standing for just a moment? We'd like to find out where people visit us from. Any? Right. Okay, and also, we have a gift for you. It's a shell necklace, which is indicative of the beautiful beaches of Florida. Each shell represents the love that we are individually, and when we string them together into a beautiful necklace, we become a community of love. And so I'm going to start back here in the turquoise. Where are you visiting us from? That would be you, right there.
Sarasota, but via Kentucky.
Via Kentucky?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, welcome. Welcome home to Sarasota as well. And then how about here in the striped shirt? Great. Arizona to Sarasota. Yay, welcome. And how about right here?
I'm Susan, originally from the UK, but I live here now in Sarasota.
All right, from the UK and now in Sarasota. Welcome home. Excellent. All right, how about right here?
I'm Steve Bailey from Sandwich, Illinois.
Sandwiches, everybody. Sandwich, Illinois. And I just happen to know a little inside information. He is the cousin of Kimberly Bailey, our very own Kimberly Bailey. So, welcome. Good to have you with us. And how about back here in the back in the black?
Sure. I'm Sarah, and this is Steve, and we're from Sarasota.
From Sarasota. Welcome home. Great. Wonderful. Glad to have you with us. If you did not pick up a welcome packet out front, please be sure and do that from the welcome table on your way out. So lots of information in the packet that tells you about Unity. And on the back is clipped a welcome card that you can fill out, and we can get to know you a little bit, and you can get to know us a little bit. I promise it doesn't hurt. So we would love that. And also I want to introduce the man that was giving all the gifts. This is Scott Thompson, who happens to be the vice president of our board of trustees. Thank you, Scott, for your service. And Scott will be available in Fellowship Hall under the red umbrella welcome table to answer any questions that you might have or even give you a tour of the beautiful campus that we have here. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. Just know that not only are you welcome, but let's welcome those who are joining us on our live stream on our website, unityofsarasota.org. Know that if you need to miss a service, you can watch it live on our website. Just go to the services tab on the website and then scroll down until you find the service that you're looking for. Here's another little inside story. It took probably about halfway through COVID before people figured out that they didn't have to tune in at 10:30. That they could actually watch the recording later. And so now a lot of them have figured that out. So you can go and get the recording at the same location or on our Facebook page or our YouTube page. So there's no reason to be disconnected in any way, shape, or form. Couldn't do it if you tried because we're all interconnected. We're one. So don't even try to disconnect yourself. Can't happen. So there you go. Also, just know that however you are joining us, however you're bringing your energy together with ours, know that you are welcome wherever you may be in your journey, particularly your spiritual journey. We love having you walk with us along this pathway of awakening and enlightenment. It makes it a much more interesting journey when we do it together. Let's see, I did that. Okay, I'm going to answer the mystery question of the week. I've had several people come up to me and say, hey, who's parked in your parking space and where's your car? That is my car. My lease was up, so I decided I'd save a little money this time and I was going to downsize and downgrade. Now, I don't know about you, but I have some of my most enlightening, awakening awarenesses either in the shower or when I'm driving around aimlessly. So as it turned out, I thought I was downgrading, but I actually upgraded, because you know what? I got a CRV hybrid. CRV, Consciousness Revealing Vehicle. And like us, it's a hybrid, both human and divine. So, mystery question answered. The white car in my parking space is mine for the next 3 years. Until I change colors again. So thank you for being concerned that someone had taken my red car and replaced it with a white one. There you have it. All right. And next, guess what time it is this month? We celebrated Black History Month last month. This month, what are we celebrating, Lisa? Women's History Month. Women's History Month. Yay! If you're a woman, stand up. Women's History Month. Yay! All right. Okay, well, what did we win? Did we get anything for that? No. All right. Oh, well. I also want to let you know that many of you stayed last week, and I appreciate it, for our annual meeting. And I would like to let you know who the new Board of Trustees is. So the Board of Trustees for 2022, stand when I call your name, please. Peg Beck, Scott Thompson, Bruce McLaughlin, who is out of town right now, Donna Stewart, I don't see her today either, she may be working, Ginger Wilson, we're in prayer for Ginger, just holding her in the highest for perfect health. Kimberly Bailey. Hoorah. And hoorah. And myself. So this is your 2022 board. We will be electing officers at our March meeting, and we'll let you know who that is when it happens, all right? These folks, I want to thank them for their service. Many of them have served already, and they're continuing to serve. And, you know, it's a really behind-the-scenes kind of thing that you don't see a lot of what they do, but let's thank them for all the energy, the effort, and the time that they give us. Okay, guys, today, energy codes. After service, we begin the opening overview of the energy codes with Lois Kuhn. Lois, just stand and so people can see who you are. She'll be facilitating energy codes. Dr. Sue Mortar. This is really groundbreaking work, and it's really about aligning our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual energy for the highest and best life. And it really changes not only our own lives, but it changes the world. If you haven't signed up, don't worry about it. We forgot to put up a sign-up sheet anyway, so we're not used to having classes again yet, you know, so we missed a few steps. So if you're interested, please come. Today, we're suggesting a love offering of $25, which includes lunch. And so we ordered a bunch of books, but I think most of them are sold out. I have one left, so tackle Robin after the service, and this can be yours. So actually, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I would ask her nicely. So there you go. So stay for that, check it out, and then if it resonates with you, come back on the 3 consecutive Wednesdays and shift your energy to make a difference in your life and on the planet. Okay, next, we're relaunching something that we did before COVID, Second Sundays with Susie after service. A lot of S's going on there. So join me for coffee and conversation in the David Hawkins classroom. David, is that okay if I use your classroom? Sure. Thank you. And it's the blue room on the far back on the left, past the fellowship hall. And it's just informal conversation. It gives me a chance to get to know people a little bit, and gets you a chance to get to know me a little bit. And it's especially helpful, I think, with people who are new to our community to figure out that I really am crazy. So come on by and prove the rule, and let's have some coffee and conversation next week after service. Second Sunday is every second Sunday. Our artist of the month is Sue here. There you are. Sue Bridgman, stand up once again. Our artist of the month. Thank you for sharing your creativity with us. It's fantastic, all through the gallery hallway and into the fellowship hall. And you know what? She's already sold paintings before we even announced her. So that tells you something. It's good stuff, my friends. Go check it out. You've got some beautiful work, and you can take it home with you. So thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate that. Okay, also, guess what Sunday it is? First Sunday of the month. It's birthday Sunday. Hit it, Rob.
Happy birthday to you. Can you all stand up, the ones that have birthdays? Happy birthday
if you're a March birthday, stand.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you.
Now we have a tradition here that there's some colorful envelopes on the right-hand pocket on your seat backs that say birthday and anniversary or something. Anyway, they're very colorful. we have a tradition where we donate $1 for each year that we're celebrating. And so I hope that those of you celebrating birthdays are very old, and you'll put a lot of money in there. And you know what? I'm actually celebrating as well. This beautiful bouquet was a gift from the staff earlier this week. They did a surprise luncheon party for my 4th anniversary here at Unity of Sarasota on March 1st. So. Wait, is that what it is? I've done 4 years, so it's my 4th anniversary, or is it my, I don't know. When did you count it? After you've done it or before? I don't know, whatever. I've been here 10 years. No, four. So thank you, staff, for the beautiful flowers and the beautiful lunch. I really appreciate it. That was very nice. And I have a special surprise for all of you. The cake for today, it ain't from Costco. It's not even from Publix. It is baked right here at Unity of Sarasota by our very own resident gourmet pastry chef, Ben Katzara. Stand up. Ben is also the new manager of our bookstore, and he'll be working along with some of the rest of us to develop our wedding business. I had a sneak taste of the cake, as did the rest of the staff. Yikes! I'm talking yikes. We're in trouble. It's so daggone good. So just know how special we really are here, right? It is a good life. Thank you so much, Ben, and keep baking. And plus, the place smells really good all the time because he's baking stuff. It's very good, very good. All right, pretty exciting stuff, I'd say, going on here.
I don't know. I mean, you're gonna have to race me after the peace song for a piece of cake. You know.
There we go.
Let there be piece of cake. No. Please. No, okay, we got to do another song. I'm on a whole other song now.
We're gonna come back to earth and do the Unity song now. Okay.
Every prayer is answered. Every prayer is heard. Every thought and feeling. Every spoken word. What your soul has longed for, what your heart can feel is already here, is already real. There is no one out there is no one else. You hold all the answers deep inside yourself. There's a voice that whispers, there's no you, no me. There's just one, there's just unity. One power, one presence, one light to lead the way. All loving, all knowing, that answers when you pray. When the world looks darkest and your eyes can't see, gather all your troubles, bring them all to me. I am always with you, I will always be. I am one, I am unity. We are one, we are unity.
I'm going to invite us to get centered and to move into prayer. I want to give a little bit of explanation. We're dedicating this prayer today to the people of Ukraine. The reason we have all these candles and things up here right now is on Wednesday evening we had a prayer service and candle lighting service for Ukraine. And we also collected that evening $500 to send to the World Central Kitchen, which was founded by international chef Jose Andres. He's gone all over the world to disasters to feed people in the midst of disaster, and he's amassed teams to feed the people of Ukraine, and we will be donating there. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that later, but in the meantime, feel free to come up during this prayer, and at the end of my talk, I'll be doing a meditation, and feel free to come up and light a candle for Ukraine. Okay, so if it feels comfortable, close your eyes, otherwise a soft focus, and do open your eyes if you come up to light a candle. It's like they say, don't meditate with your eyes closed in the car. All right. Just take a deep breath in to the very center of your being and hold that space for peace. And then release your breath fully. Know that in spite of appearances, we are always in the divine flow and circulation that is the goodness of God in our own lives and in our collective lives. We are in the grace of God. It is human will and human appearances, human decisions that create situations that are hurtful and painful. And when we go to the center of our being and remember who we truly are, we rise up out of that beingness, and we do the loving and peaceful and right thing. And so I'm going to invite you to breathe in deeply again to the very center of your being, that place where Father, Mother, God, Spirit resides within. And release that breath, knowing that you release your own inspiration of spirit with that breath. And again, breathing in deeply to the center of your being, filling your heart space, and then releasing the breath fully, sharing that heart and soul of spirit with all the world. And so today, we anchor our prayer in love and peace. It is the season of Lent, and so we give up war for Lent. We hammer our weapons into plowshares. We create tools that build and feed rather than maim and kill. For we are coming from that spiritual center within where love reigns, where peace passes all understanding. And we share that energy of spirit with all the world, and particularly sending that energy of spirit to the people of Ukraine, honoring and recognizing their resilience, their resolve. We stand with them in prayer for the highest and best. And we pray for other leaders in the world, all of them, for greater enlightenment. We pray that the consciousness of world leaders is raised to the highest, so that they may lead with love and peace and oneness and unity. And so we stand and pray love and peace, for it is who we are. And I give thanks for this remembrance of the truth and for our willingness to stand for and to live this truth. And so it is, and together we say, thank God within and all around me. Amen. While these folks are lighting candles, let's affirm with our statement of being. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, who is perfect life, perfect intelligence, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. You are an individualized expression of God. We are individualized expressions of God. The first Sunday of the month. Now, last month we had sharers every Sunday because it was Black History Month. But the first Sunday of the month, I'd like to invite someone from our community to share a little bit about their experience of our community. And so I asked Tim Spradlin, who is a longtime Unity member in another Unity church, but he just recently, last week, became confirmed as a member of Unity of Sarasota. So Tim, will you share with us, please?
Good morning. I was raised in the Free Methodist Church, and I would have called myself a just as I am Christian at the time. And somewhere around mid-high school, I grew tired of a negative message, a message where I felt like there were landmines all around me. I was tired of being told that I couldn't sing secular songs and that I shouldn't dance. And I didn't like being told that I shouldn't do musical theater or plays. So at the same point, I recognized that there was something in me that I had known since before kindergarten. And that was that I was fabulous. And I knew that this fabulousness would not translate in the Free Methodist Church. So I quit going to church. Fast forward about 18 years. Some friends of mine and I were putting together a show, and we were looking for a venue. And our friend Ron Jones came to my other half, Bruce McLaughlin, and I, and suggested that we look at the auditorium at Unity of Indianapolis. So we did so, everything lined up, and we decided to do it. And the minister suggested that maybe I go and sing a Sunday before the show to promote the show to the congregation, which I did. And that Sunday changed my life. The minister, knowing that we were doing a Motown-themed review, named her talk, "Stop in the Name of Love."
Yeah.
And she said things that changed my life. She said, when you feel like you're stepping out of integrity, stop in the name of love. When you feel like you're stepping into a negative space altogether, stop in the name of love. This is where I met Scott Thompson and his lovely wife, by the way. I was hooked. I had to attend this church because they could understand how fabulous I was. So off I went. And learning the Unity principles has changed me profoundly. I adopted what I call the Scarlett O'Hara syndrome, that if I misstep today, tomorrow is another day, and I will do better tomorrow. And I don't have to torture myself for what I did yesterday, or even think about it, except being better. So again, jump forward. As we were inching toward moving to Sarasota, we visited this church and fell in love with it. And we decided that we could not begin our married life if we did not do so on that labyrinth out there. And that's where Reverend Elizabeth married us. And it was on this stage that I was standing and singing while you were choosing a new minister, and I looked out on the third row or so, and there was a candidate named Susie that was singing every word to the song that I was singing. You better get it right when the woman isn't missing a word. And I'm not kidding about this. I said to myself as I was doing that she would be the one. And the day would come when I would come here and help her realize her vision for this church. And I would work to see that that would happen. And I join you in your vision to create a world that works for all of us. So now I call myself a just as I am lunatic. And I am fabulous.
The fabulous Tim Spradlin.
God, I love you, man. You're great. All right.
O God of light, of form and hue, who has created all things new, create in me from shapeless clay an instrument on which you play. God of the dance that planets tread, who walks beside and soars ahead. Oh, let me move to worship thee. Come, O Spirit, dance with me. God of the living word, poet of time, teach me your words in your cadence and rhyme. Spirit of beauty, God of art, who gives a song for every heart. Carve out my life, reshape and mold, and be the artist of my soul. Teach me your words in your cadence and rhyme. Spirit of beauty, God of art, who gives a song for every heart. Carve out my life, reshape and mold, and be the artist of my soul. Carve out my life, reshape and mold, and be the artist of my soul. Thank you.
Sandy Patty, everyone.
I'm not, no, not
No, you're not.
channeling Sandy. But.
Okay. I always like to start my talk with an affirmation based on our community core values. And so I would ask that you recite this with me, please. That should say we are, sorry. We align, rather, not we're align. That's me, my bad. We align with Christ consciousness. We are one with the one eternal Creator. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm going to explain all the bunnies now. I am beginning today a series that will take us through Easter called Get Real, the Spiritual Principles of the Velveteen Rabbit. You had no idea that was a spiritual book. Very spiritual, and you'll find out why. And it will culminate with Easter. Now, here's the really important part of this series. It's you. It is my vision that we fill this stage and the steps with stuffed bunnies throughout this series. Other stuffed animals are okay as well, but lots of bunnies, all right? Because the little boy in the Velveteen Rabbit had other toys as well. Why are we doing that? Because we're going to love all those bunnies up, and on Easter Sunday, they're going to become real. And we're going to give them to a department of the sheriff's department who focuses on domestic issues involving children, and they always have a stuffed animal to give the child to love. So I've already been to many stores buying up bunnies, so you better get out there. I've already gotten quite a few, as you can see, and this is only some of them. So please, please, please participate in that, and we're all going to love them up, and it's going to blow your mind on Easter Sunday when they all become real, right? If you haven't read the Velveteen Rabbit in a while, we have here a collector's edition. We have a 100th anniversary edition, and we have a hardback edition. They are on sale in the bookstore, so see Robin or Ben, and they will do that for you. Reread it, and when you're done, read it to a child and give them the book. It's a very important work. I know you probably don't remember that, but it's true, and we'll find out all about it. So I would love it if you would participate in this little project. It's a way that we can enlighten ourselves, but also do some good outreach work in the community. So welcome to Get Real, Spiritual Principles of the Velveteen Rabbit. You can go ahead to the next one. Today, we're going to talk about real is possible and real is a process. So the background on the Velveteen Rabbit, it was written in 1922 by Marjorie Williams and then illustrated, and the illustrations are fantastic. And the book focuses on life with lots of toys in this little boy's nursery. And the newest arrival in the nursery is a very inexpensive little Velveteen Rabbit, which the boy loves for a little while, and then he notices lots of other expensive toys to play with, and he kind of loses interest for a little bit in the rabbit. And so the little Velveteen Rabbit felt a little bit insecure with all of that because he wasn't special for more than a few minutes, and then he got snubbed by all the other expensive toys. I know that's never happened to any of you, being snubbed by all the, the snubbers. And the little bunny, much like we do sometimes, longed to fit in and really hoped to become special to the little boy. And later, after he'd been ignored for a little while, the Velveteen Rabbit was chosen to comfort the boy through a very serious bout of scarlet fever. And so the boy loved the bunny, and the bunny loved the boy through that whole process. And as a result, they shared many transformative experiences and deepened their loving relationship. And so indeed, the little Velveteen Rabbit was becoming special to the boy. And ultimately, spoiler, I'm going to tell you the end. The Velveteen Rabbit ultimately transforms from toy to what the Skin Horse called real. Tony Rayton D'Antonio wrote, "Real is what happens when you become your true self, not a contrived, shiny pretend thing, and you are loved despite and maybe even because of your imperfections." Wouldn't that feel good? Yeah. You know what? The truth is, I've had a pretty checkered past myself. I was not always this glowing person with a halo on top. No. And you know, the truth is, I am who I am today, not in spite of all the mistakes I've made in my life or the flaws, but because of them. They have been the crucible of my becoming, much as is true for many of you. You know, it's not the perfection of the crystals of a prism, but the flaws that create all the dancing colored light. Isn't that interesting? So be full of flaw. It can, amen, right? It can be very colorful. Say it again. The part about the crystals? Okay. It is not the perfection of the crystals of a prism that make the dancing colored light. It is the flaws that refract the light and create all that dancing colored light. So embrace your flaws and make them work for you and the rest of the world. You know, if we were all, never mind, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say if we were all a bunch of angels, we'd be boring, but that may not be true. Sometimes characters are interesting. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's interesting when we're a little off. Okay. Like me. Scott asked me this morning when I came in, how are you? I said, well, I didn't get enough sleep, so I think I might be a little strange today. It's showing up. So the Velveteen Rabbit and we hope to be loved and valued for who we truly are, to be able to be real, and to own it. You know, real is about authenticity. It's about self-acceptance. It's about a sense of peace and fulfillment with our lives. It's about compassion and love, not only for ourselves, but for others, so that they too can be real. What is real? Asked the rabbit one day. Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle? Real isn't how you are made, said the skin horse. It's a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long time, really loves you, then you become real. Does it hurt? Sometimes, said the skin horse, for he was always truthful. When you are real, you don't mind being hurt. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off and your eyes drop out and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But those things don't matter at all, because once you are real, you can't be ugly, except to those who don't understand. Skin horse is very wise, very wise. You know, when my hang on. When my dad was dying, he looked old and frail, and he'd lost his hair, and his body and his voice were weak. And it was a hard thing for me to see, because even though my dad was tiny, he was always my strong man. And so it was hard to see him that way. And one day when I was visiting him, he asked me to drive him around to see several of his friends so that he could say goodbye. And everyone that we met lit up when they saw him. And then they became very sad when they realized it might be the last time that they saw him. And it turned out that what he really wanted was for his friends to meet me. And after we'd done all our visiting, we were headed home. My dad turned to me and he said, you know, I'm proud of all the many things that you've done in your life already. But most of all, I'm proud of who you've become. You know, many people go a whole lifetime and don't hear that. I am so very grateful to have heard that from my dad. I'm mostly proud of who you've become. You know, after my father passed, dozens of people came to the memorial and They shared who my dad really was, not any of the things that he'd done. They shared who he really was. And so I got to see my dad not as a career, not as an image, not as someone who had possessions, not as a withering body. I got to see the real person who was my father, that real person who had so deeply touched my own life, and now I saw how many other lives he'd touched. Because you know why? Because he was real. My dad was always real. I never knew him at a time he wasn't. And it was a great model for me. And in the end, in our story, the Velveteen Rabbit becomes real also. He loyally loves and stays with the boy throughout the whole scarlet fever ordeal. And the boy recovers. And then the doctor insists that the Velveteen Rabbit and all the bed sheets and everything that had been in the room be put outside and burned because it was full of germs. And so the little Velveteen Rabbit was lying on top of a pile of bed sheets and things, waiting to be burned. But while he was waiting, something miraculous happened. The Velveteen Rabbit was transformed from toy to real. Not just to the boy anymore, but to everyone. Everyone could see that he was real. And the Skin Horse remarked, being real transforms us. And I would say, add to that it doesn't transform us into someone we're not. It transforms us into who we truly are. We stop the images and the personas and the masks. We allow ourselves to be real, to be who we truly are, who we've come here to be. And so the Velveteen Rabbit, now real, hopped off to live with all of his other real rabbit friends. And so we're going to explore some of the things that he learned, many of them from the Skin Horse, during this series. The Velveteen Rabbit, like so many of us, really so badly wanted to be real, but he kept comparing himself to all the fancy snooty toys. And I think sometimes we do that. We compare ourselves to other people. But you know what? We can't ever be those other people, and those people can't ever be us. We can only be who we've come here to be. Every single one of us, an individualized expression of the one. No one else can do you better than you. And so we choose to become real or to create an unreal copy of some other person. And it never works. It never works. Even though we're under lots of pressure sometimes to conform to other people's expectations and opinions of us. Stop in the name of love, right? Don't listen to that stuff. What it tends to do is to focus us on do and have rather than be. And we begin to abandon our authentic self and become someone else, which you never can be fully successful at. Trust me, people, I have tried it many, many times, many persona, and I was pretty good at it, but it still didn't work. I'm best when I'm me, and so are you, when we can be real. The Velveteen Rabbit believed in real and developed his authentic self and his values so that he could be transformed into who he had come here to be. That loving, cute little bunny right here. He learned to recognize real in himself and real in others, like the boy. He learned that becoming real is possible. And it's not only possible, but it is a process of becoming. And it makes life more fulfilling when we take that journey. It's a journey home to ourselves. We must learn the connection between our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, and our actions, our behaviors. We have the power to shape our life based on awakened Christ consciousness. Get real. That's what it's all about. Wake up and get real. If you're living somebody else's life, stop it. Live your own. We're waiting for you. So Velveteen principle number 1, real is possible because with Father, Mother, God, Spirit, all things are possible. Watch kids. This is a good time to pay some attention to kids. Kids are real. You notice that? Sometimes brutally real. Kids are real until they're pressed by society and culture to conform and to live up to somebody's crazy expectations or opinions. We've all done it. Stop it. Give it up. Get real. Pay attention when you feel the discomfort of being a square peg in a round hole. Pay attention to that. It's not okay. You don't have to stay there. Get real. Awaken and find that the key to yourself, the key to real is within. And when we turn that key, transformation to real begins. Explore your own values, your passions, your hopes, your dreams, your calling. You wouldn't be here if you were not called by Spirit. You wouldn't even exist. So you're here on purpose, for a reason. Honor your own special gifts, your interests, your yearnings. They're coming up, they're bubbling up from your real self. Real is possible for all of us, and the world is a better place when we're all being real. Discover the value of being real, and be that, just like the little Velveteen Rabbit. I know you're all as smart as a Velveteen Rabbit. I'm pretty sure. Don't you think? You think you're smart as a... Yeah. Okay. If not, you need to take one of these rabbits and love it up, and it'll love you back. Real is possible. It's possible for all of us. And so explore your own heart and mind and develop the qualities and the abilities that you've been blessed with, and live your life by design instead of default. Be real. Velveteen principle number 2. Real is a process. The Velveteen Rabbit and we go through a process of transformation to real, to become who we've come here to be. Because we've put on so many layers of persona that we need to peel those layers away and reveal our real self. Does it happen all at once, like being wound up, the rabbit asked, or bit by bit? It doesn't happen all at once, said the skin horse. You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen to people who break easily or have sharp edges or have to be carefully kept. You know, all those expensive wind-up toys, they're very impressive at first, but they need constant winding. They need a lot of outside help. The skin horse taught that becoming real is a process. It's not instant gratification. And so we must cultivate our values and our qualities of being so that we can grow and evolve and refine our most authentic self so that we can gift that to the world. Get real. The stuffed skin horse was loved so long and so hard that all his hair had rubbed off, and he had little patches on him. But you know what? The skin horse, in spite of appearances, was very secure, very content, very happy. And the Velveteen Rabbit saw that and said, I want what he's having. Get real. There are some ways that we can navigate the possibilities and the process of becoming real for ourselves. Identify and apply the core values that most resonate with your own soul. Do the same with the spiritual principles that we teach here. Make them come to life in your life by knowing them, understanding them, and living them. Develop close and honest and open and loving relationships. That will rub some of that persona off of you so that you can reveal real. Work or volunteer at things that matter and make a difference. You will feel more fulfilled than you can imagine. Play with creativity. Try new things. Teach and serve and Care for and nurture others' growth and development by becoming real yourself, like the skin horse, and helping them to do the same. Real life is not a never-ending process of achievements and acquisitions. That only brings temporary excitement. Real requires that we share the time, talent, and treasure of our authentic, fully present self. Share the blessings you've been given. Real is a satisfying and fulfilled life. It's an evolutionary process of learning, evolving, growing, developing, transforming into who we truly are. And it leads to long-term fulfillment, and it leaves a legacy that lives far beyond us. The possibility and the process of becoming real is its own reward. So I'm going to take us into just a brief meditation. And I would invite you, if you feel moved during that process, to light a candle if you haven't already. Now, I know on Wednesday night when we did this, by the time I got off the stage to go light a candle, they'd all been lit, so I just relit all of them. So you can do that. You can light one that's already lit, all right? In the meantime, take a deep breath in. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. Otherwise, a soft focus, perhaps at the candle flames. And continue breathing in deeply and exhaling fully. And allow yourself to gently float into that divine flow and circulation that is spirit breathing you. And just take this moment to imagine all the possibilities that you have brought forth in your life already. Remember those possibilities that seemed so far-fetched, and yet you embraced them and became those possibilities. Just remember that for a moment. And in the consciousness and energy of remembering those possibilities that you've already embraced and become, now imagine the possibilities that are before you. There are more possibilities for you to embrace and become. Just be still a moment and imagine what those are, and see yourself moving in that direction. And as you imagine those possibilities that are calling you, see yourself stepping into the process. See yourself stepping into the process of embracing and becoming those real possibilities. Feel what it feels like to be real in the possibility. To be unfolding greater possibilities from your authentic beingness within and manifesting them outwardly as a gift to the world. Embracing real, being real. And notice what it feels like, inside and out, when you embrace those possibilities and step into the process and get real. That is the gift. That is the reward. Feel it. Be it. When you're ready, gently bring yourself back to this time and space, and ever so gently open your eyes and get real. Blessings on your journey of getting real, and begin by believing that real is possible, and then begin the process of discovering and becoming who you have come here to be. And so it is, and together we say, thank God within and all around us. Amen. Rob's going to do another song, Light Candles If They're Not Lit. This is one of my all-time favorites. Feel it.
In the silence, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken joy. In the silence, there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I'll wait for these precious moments when I hear all that never could be said, and right here in this holy silence, I find God, I find myself. In the silence, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken joy. In the silence, there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence, I find God, I find myself.
I want to thank you all for the lit candles. Know that that candle flame simply represents the flame of the prayer that lives within you. Let it be symbolic of the flame of prayer that lives within you. You know, in unity, we call holding consciousness, holding a prayer consciousness, we call it being a keeper of the flame. We're each keepers of the flame. Okay? So you just know that you're carrying it with you. I'm going to invite our chaplains and ministers to come forward, please. These folks are here to be in prayer with and for you for a greater experience of life in whatever way that is requested by you. And because prayer is so miraculous, which means awesomely normal, it only takes a moment. That's how powerful prayer is. And all of these prayers, you know, we did this on Wednesday night. And in spite of appearances that you may see in the news headlines, our prayers are working. Trust me on this. Our prayers are working, and so will these. They're already working. So let's thank these folks for their service, please. And I also want to remind you of our Wednesday Music and Inspiration service at 7 p.m. It's really a wonderful service. It's a great midweek lift, really is. This week, our theme is Tranquil, and the music will be brought to you by Lisa Arundale, who's running slides, and myself. So please join us on Wednesday evening. It's really a lovely time. And I want to thank all of you for joining us today, including those of you on the live stream. And I have another request. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, so next week, on Saturday night before you go to bed, please spring your clocks forward an hour. Please don't come an hour late. I'm only going to do one service next week. I'm not going to do it again. So please, please, please remember to set your clocks forward so that we can all be here on the same page at the same time. I'll let you in on a little trick. I never tell you to fall back because I like that people come an hour early. And I say, oh, you're here to help. How wonderful. But I always tell you to spring forward, okay? So we'll see you next week on time. The clocks may not be right, but we'll all be on time. So just a little warning. And then one other instruction that I do want to give you. This is the time that we get to really acknowledge the blessing of the divine flow and circulation that is the abundance of Father, Mother, God on every level, on every way. I'm going to ask that you not only leave a gift, a blessing, a prayer, a check, a money order, a gold brick, whatever it is, in the Unity of Sarasota offering plate, but you will see some lovely people standing beyond them with baskets with blue and yellow ribbons for the Ukraine flag. And I would ask that you dig just a little bit deeper and put something in those baskets. Whatever if you use an envelope or a check, please write in big letters Ukraine on it. And we will add that to what we collected Wednesday night for the World Central Kitchen to feed Ukrainians during this time. Please be generous. Please be generous. That's all I ask. Please be generous. And this is what we did Wednesday night. There you are, and now you've done it again. So thank you so much for participating. And let's say our prayer for protection, followed by the peace song. And then we do have fabulous cake and coffee and things in the fellowship hall. If you're taking the Energy Codes class, your lunch is being served and the class will be in A and B. Okay. So let's affirm together. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive abundantly. How about you stand? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Hey.
Yes, there is peace on earth,
Where's
and
the
yes,
basket?
it begins with
I have one for the
me.
basket, and I have one for
Yes,
these guys.
there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God our Creator, family all our way. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, yes, this is my joyous found.